telling us about how you can find out new things about yourself as you're learning how to stay stable on shifting ground is Niharika.
A few years ago, I decided I'm adventurous. Nobody in my family is adventurous. In fact, my extended family group on WhatsApp is called Lazy Group. The family I married into isn't adventurous either. But despite the lack of appetite for adventure around me, I somehow acquired a taste for it. I went to the Himalayas back in 2019 and I fell in love with the mountains. Snow-covered peaks, the sky full of stars, the rivers and valleys, it was all great, but it wasn't just the view. I also really liked the challenge. Shivering at night, sleeping in tents, pooping in pits. And so I went back to the mountains. I went again and again for trekking by myself, since nobody else in Lazy Group was gonna go. When I planned my third trek, the best one yet, Lazy Group became active with messages. Yeah, you can just watch mountains on YouTube in 4K. My cousin said, do you really have to go? And then my aunt chimed in, but if you keep traveling without your husband, how are you gonna make a baby? My mom knew that I'm not gonna back down. So she just made me enable location tracking on maps. Do not introduce your parents to such features. As I was getting close to the day for my travel, we started getting news from the area that I was supposed to go to that there were floods and landslides. The members of the Lazy Group became anxious. They started sending me Instagram reels and news articles that were not telling a great story. But I checked with the trekking company I was supposed to go with, and they said, it's fine, it's seasonal. So I told Lazy Group, it's fine, it's seasonal. I packed my 60-liter backpack, I put on my hiking boots, and I flew to Delhi. From Delhi, I was supposed to take an overnight bus to Manali, so my mom and my aunt came to drop me off at the bus station. They very anxiously counted that there were 40 passengers on the bus, and of them only 4 were female, including me. And then my aunt pointed out that the other 3 were with their husbands. The bus left from Delhi at 11 p.m. and we were supposed to reach Manali around 11 a.m. But around 8, it came to a halt, a sudden halt. And the conductor of our bus announced there's been a landslide. The road is blocked. Blocked for how long? I asked. He said, a couple of hours. In India, whenever anybody starts a sentence with, they have no idea what they're talking about. So I Googled, and the news was flooded with warnings, flash floods, landslides, red alert in the whole state. The entire state highway was blocked. But outside our bus, everything looked fine. It was just like a traffic jam. Inside our bus, everybody was calm. I got off to take stock of the situation, and yes, all I could see was just rows and rows of cars, buses, trucks, everything coming to a standstill. I walked along to find the site of the landslide, but all I could see was more and more cars, more and more buses and trucks. But then I found a police officer. So I went to him and asked, how long is it going to take? He said, Madam, when the rain stops, the road work will start. When the road work starts, it will take however long it takes to clear the debris. When the debris is cleared, then the vehicles will start moving, but first we will make way for the fruits and vegetable truck. Then the small car will go. Are you on this big bus, madam? Yes, I said. Madam, the buses will go at the very end. But where is the landslide? I asked him. Said, Madam, landslide is 7 kilometers from here. From here till there, everyone must wait. So I waited 5, 6, 7 hours, but the rain didn't stop. Surprisingly, I was pretty chill about the whole thing. Part of the adventure, right? I took selfies and I sent them to Lazy Group so that they're also relaxed. But then as it was getting close to sunset, it was becoming increasingly clear that we would be spending the night on the highway. It's not going to be cleared that day. Some resourceful passengers from my bus found out that there was an alternate way to get to Manali. Our bus drivers advised against it. He said that that way is very narrow, very steep, and more prone to landslide. But everyone else on the bus had already made up their mind. They were going to go. If I didn't go, then I would be the only passenger left on the bus, a female, with 2 males, the bus driver and the conductor. This would be a scene from my mom's nightmares. I decided to hop on the minibus with other passengers. It was supposed to be a 5-hour drive to Manali, but the route was indeed as bad as our driver had described. It was very windy, my head was spinning, my stomach was churning, and I was holding my bladder. This was my second night on the road, a very narrow road. It was kind of like one of those mountain roads that look like they're single lane, but there's traffic on both sides. And every time there would be a SUV or a bigger vehicle coming from the other end, our bus had to stop because there was no space to move. So our driver would kind of had to inch us forward by moving to the left. And to the left was a deep, dark valley. One wrong inch, one extra inch, and we would plunge to our death. I was sitting on the left side, the valley side, so I avoided looking out of the window. By this time, Lazy Group was flooding with messages. My mom was asking for updates every 15 minutes. Why isn't your pin moving on the map? My cousin declared he's never gonna let me travel by myself. My husband felt the need to jump in like a Bollywood hero and said, I do not need anyone's permission to travel. Honestly, I was most mad at him because he did not appreciate the gravity of the danger that I was in. But I was also trying to stay calm, taking deep breaths, and trying to prepare for the worst. I took the scarf out from my neck just in case we fall and I strangle myself accidentally. I put bandages in my pocket. I layered up and wore 2 sweaters and a jacket to cushion the fall as if that was gonna help. I opened the bus window wide in case I needed to crawl out if the bus toppled over. I could sense that the atmosphere in the bus was tense. Everyone was quiet, everyone was holding the handrail, and some people were praying. And then the bus started to tilt to the left. We were still cautious, we were still holding our breaths. And then the bus started to tilt a bit more, and people started freaking out, and people started yelling at the bus driver saying, Bhaiya, bhaiya, please stay to the right, bhaiya, please, not to the left. And some passengers got off their seats and started running towards the bus driver, which made the bus tilt even more. And at that point, all of the anxiety that I was holding in just erupted, and I yelled, sit the fuck down, everyone. Sit down, else the bus is just gonna fall. It felt so good to yell. I finally admitted to myself, I was scared. I could really die tonight. I took my phone out and I typed a message to Lazy Group. I love you guys. But then I decided not to send it because they would freak out too. I just gathered myself, told myself this is going to be an adventure. This is a story that I will tell one day. Then I told the driver calmly, I want to get off the bus. I'm going to walk the entire narrow section. And me and a few other passengers, we got off the bus and started walking along the line of stalled traffic, pockets of fight breaking out between stranded passengers. It was very dark, unnamed road, and as I was doing that, I realized I am adventurous, yes, but I'm also cautious. I will get to Manali, but I'm not going on this trek. Not with the flash floods warning, not with the landslides, and not after this. When the road widened, I got back on the bus, and we eventually reached Manali after 36 hours of being on the road. I got my laptop out and I emailed the trekking company. I will not be joining the trek. I had had enough adventure. I could, just watch mountains on YouTube in 4K. Thank you.
Thank you very much. No, you stay here, don't go anywhere. You have a job to do. Okay, I want to tell you about 2 more opportunities for storytelling. In May, we're not going to have a show here because May is our annual Student Story Slam. And these are secondary school students who have entered. We had, 30 schools and 96 entries this year. And we picked the 10 best and they are going to perform live. And it's happening on a Saturday in the afternoon on May the 30th. And it's open to the public. And it would be really great if you guys want to support some young people who are doing stories. You can check it out. You can find out about it through our website and also through Eventbrite. That's how we're selling the tickets. And we have a June show coming up. And the hostess for the June show is sitting over there, is Pratima. And I think, have you decided on